Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning. Okay, my name is Nur Marina Abdul Manap. I'm from School of Economics, Finance and Banking, Universiti Utara, Malaysia. Today I want to present my paper topics the effectiveness of food security dimension on the global food security index in landlocked countries. Okay. For the introduction, food, as we know, is an element that people consume, which is provide nutrients such as carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals for the body. There are two types of nutrients. First is vitamins and mineral, and the second one carbohydrates, protein, and fats. Most traditional and primitive way have become in food has become sidelined by the introduction of intensive industrial farming and agriculture. Okay, and food is now a product supplied by industries operate by multinational industries. For the background of study, food security is defined as a situation when all people at all time have both physical and economic access to sufficient food and to meet their dietary needs for productive and healthy life. This definition is according to USAID 1992. Food and Agriculture Organization, which is FAO, has identified four important indicators to measure the achievement of food security, namely food availability, food accessibility, food utilization, and food stability. For food availability is actually the quantity of food in the form of supply through domestic production, stock levels, food imports, and also food aids. This one is for availability. For food accessibility is the second dimension of food security. In food accessibility is actually categorized in two types. First is economic access, and the second one is physical access. Okay, concerning access to adequate resources for acquiring appropriate food for a nutritious diet. The physical and economic accessibility of food is very important to individuals and families to achieve food security. Okay, for the first accessibility, which is physical food accessibility, is measured in terms of transportation, infrastructure, storage, transformation, and marketing of food commodities. And for the second types of food accessibility is economic access, which is the measurements is in terms of purchasing power and also household income. Okay, these two accessibility is considered as the most important indicators that affecting people accessibility to the healthy food. Next is food utilization. Food utilization is also plays a key role in food security. Utilization is an important element of food security and is actually usually known as a way the body makes the most various nutrients food found in foods. Food utilization also shows that food is properly used through the employment of proper food processing and also storage techniques and adequate knowledge of nutrients and child care techniques. Utilization is actually has an impact on food security through adequate diet, clean water, sanitation, and healthcare to enable people to reach a state of nutritional well-being where all their psychological needs are met. Clean and sanitation are very important in poor and developing countries to achieve food security. So the objective of this paper is to analyze the improvements of global food security index, which is GFSI, through food security dimensions effectiveness in landlocked developing countries. Okay, I skip this one. Okay, next is model specification and also data description. Okay, according to this table, we can see that the analysis was conducted by compiling a balanced panel dataset from 27 landlocked developing countries for the period of 2012 until 2018. This database was obtained from this website, Food Security Index, okay, and also from Food Security Indicators, okay, under FAO statistic. Okay, we can see this is the my model specification. The dependent variable, which is Global Food Security Index or GFSI, okay, it's actually the dependent variable was food security. Okay, and the proxy to measure food security, I use Global Food Security Index, which is GFSI. While the independent variable was Food Security Index, okay, FSI, Road Index, RI, Purchasing Power Parity, Basic Drinking Water. The PSR is actually political instability and CTN is corruption. Okay, this one, okay, food supply index is a measurements to measure the food availability, FSI. Road index is to measure the physical access. Purchasing power parity is to measure economic access. Basic drinking water to measure utilization. Political instability and corruption is to measure food stability. Okay, this one is my model specification. And for the empirical result, okay, we can see that according to this table, we can see that food supply index, okay, have a positive significant impact on GFSI, where increase in food supply index will increase GFSI. In terms of food accessibility, we can see that the physical access is actually contribute positively significant to increase GFSI. Okay, increase in road index, improve in road infrastructure, improve in paved road, improve in road density will cause increase in GFSI. However, the purchasing power parity, which is the measurement of economic access, we can see that this is not significant. Maybe there are any other factors that affect the purchasing power parity. Okay, so it give not significant impact to the GFSI. For food utilization, basic drinking water give a positive significant impact on GFSI. Okay, improve in basic drinking water, clean water will improve utilization. When food utilization increase, when food utilization improve, the GFSI also will improve. However, for food stability, it shows the negative sign, where political instability and corruption is actually give negative significant impact to the GFSI, where when the countries have faced political instability, political problems, higher in corruption, it will cause the GFSI decrease. So the countries need to make sure that the problems of politics is on control so that the GFSI can maintain or increase. Okay, this one is Houseman Fix test, which is the test that we want to choose either random effects or fixed effects is more appropriate. But based on the Houseman Fix test, we can see that fixed effects models is actually appropriate to measure this analysis. Okay, for the conclusion, okay, we can say that food security is a crucial issue for the national development and poverty alleviation and has been the main goal for the many international and national organizations. According to the United States Agency International Development, they has defined food security based on four important dimensions, which is food availability, accessibility, and utilization and stability. Okay, the result shows as below. This one. Okay, from the result previously, we can conclude that food availability, which is in terms of food supply, give a positive impact on food security through GFSI. However, for food access, only physical access, which is in terms of improvement in road infrastructure, will increase physical access and giving a positive impact to the GFSI. In terms of utilization, we can see that basic drinking water, in terms of water use, clean water use will improve food utilization and improve food security in developing countries. And finally, for the conclusion, stability in terms of politic stability, in terms of politic stability and reduction in corruption will improve GFSI, especially in landlocked developing countries. For the policy implication, the government in landlocked developing countries need to apply a twin track approach developed by the FAO. Okay, this twin track approach policy has divided the policy based on two important categories. First is in terms of food availability. Okay, where according to this approach, the government needs to enhance food supply to the most vulnerable, which is by improving rural food production, especially among small scale farmers, by helping to increase subsidies for importing foods and investing in production inputs such as irrigation tools and technology. The next twin track is food accessibility and utilization, where government need to re-establish rural institutions, enhance access to asset, ensure access to land, revive rural financial system, and strengthen the labor market so that all the rural farmers, especially those in dryland developing countries, can increase their income and purchasing power to buy a very quality food and can help to enhance food security in landlocked developing countries. In addition, the government also needs to improve sanitation facilities and provide a very safety drinking water by increasing the investment in this infrastructure, which is the main aim is to ensure that all household is can have a safety food. All this twin track approach is get from FOA 2006. So that's all for today. So thank you and have a nice day. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.